YouTube, what's going on? YouTube, what is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy one more time, DEDRICKHJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell good, family. Hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. Positive energy, positive vibes. Y'all know how we rock out here on this channel, man. Positive vibes only. All right. So just maybe a couple weeks ago, a few days ago, I put out my top 10 for the office of 2024, and I got comments in that video. I got some DMs on Instagram. Hey bro, don't forget about that top 10 for the everyday working man, the blue collar man that is out in the elements, in the warehouses, you know, really getting it from the mud. And of course, I will never forget about you guys. All right. So when it comes to work and making a living, there's many jobs out there that, you know, we're all in different types of environments. All right. So I've been at my, been doing my thing at my job with my career for quite a bit, but I definitely started with some really grinded out, very hard working, get it from the muscle, trenches type environment, as I've been with my company. So I know exactly, what that is like. All right. So definitely going to, talk about these 10 fragrances. So these are the top 10. So these are the top 10 that right now, of course, some of these I didn't have when I was, in the elements and in the environment, that the everyday working man, the blue collar man is out there doing. But if I had these during the time in my 7 to 8 years of just don't know if I'm gonna make it from day to day with the type of work that I did, these would be the 10 that I would definitely wear. So these are my 10 that I'm recommending. That makes it a top 10. That's right. Top 10 fragrances for the everyday working blue collar man. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Up first, from the house of Lalique. If I definitely would have had this during that era of my life, I definitely would have been wearing this a lot. From the house of Lalique, we have Encre Noir Sport. Encre Noir Sport. Man, I love this a lot because it has a lot to offer, especially for the price point. You get this beautiful citrus, earthy style of a fragrance. Has an airy quality to it. Just smells so good. Just off the atomizer. The vetiver, the citrus, the musk. It just works. A couple of sprays of this, man, you'll be in the game. Sweating in the, outside, in the warehouse, just going in and out of different types of environments where the physical labor it's going to make you sweat. It's going to, put you through a physical challenge to get through the workday. This is a fragrance that definitely will work. I've tested all of these fragrances in situations where my body temperature has been up, whether that's at the gym, whether that's, just being out and about during a hot summer's day. And this is one for sure. When your body temperature is up, it's going to come off very, very nice. Very nice. So no one ever said that you couldn't smell good, even if you're sweating and working hard. No matter if you're in a warehouse, no matter if you're at a construction site, no matter if you're whatever it is. No one ever said just because you're not in the office with a suit and a tie that you can't smell good. And this is a great recommendation, in my opinion. Top 10 for the hardworking man, the blue collar man, Encre Noir Sport from the house of Lalique. All right. Up next, just recently, I've worn this in a situation where your boy was making some things happen. You understand me? The sweat was going, moving stuff around. It was one of them type days for me. And I put a few sprays of this on, and I said, man, this fragrance could just do it all. And the price is amazing. From the house of Lattafa, we're talking Mahir Legacy. Mahir Legacy. So Mahir Legacy is an inspired by fragrance from Parfums de Marly. Sedley. Beautiful, fresh and clean. You get this minty spearmint vibe. You get this sparkly citrus. Citruses accompanying that mint, that broxony roar that this provides. And in the elements, this would definitely shine. It's fresh and it's clean, but you're definitely going to stand out even in the midst of, really getting it from the mud, really being 10 toes in the paint, so to speak. So this is one, my truck drivers, all my mechanics, everybody who's out there in the elements, this is the one to consider for sure, because again, when that body temperature is up, stuff like this shines. And I definitely recommend this. Great price point from the House of Lattafa. We're talking Mahir Legacy. Mahir Legacy. This bottle is crazy. Don't sleep on this bottle. This can work in a lot of areas, but especially from a hard working man in the elements for sure. All right, up next. Now this fragrance a few years back was probably given to every YouTuber, including me. But over time, I'm telling you that this has stood the test of time in my collection. It's really good, very multi-versatile for whatever you have going on out in the field or in the warehouses. From the House of Blue Atlas, we have Atlantis. Over the years, this one has stood the test of time. And what do I mean by that? You have a lot of companies that have upstart, fragrances that they want to roll out and want people to test. But this one is really good, man. You get this black currant, you get this peach, you get musk, you get this oak moss. It has an aromatic, airy feel and touch to this fragrance. I mean, just smell off the atomizer, it's sensational. Pressurized atomizer. And this is one that, it just smells so good. This is one that I've just worn on many different occasions while I'm outside in the heat. And I can only imagine in a warehouse environment or moving out and about in the elements that this is something that will shine. And then this is going to give off, a vibe as well that they not like us. Like, it's just pretty much, you're not like them. You're not like everybody else. You have a different type of mindset. You got a different type of drive and determination. You have a different type of outlook. This is a fragrance that will kind of, if somebody's kind of around, like, dang, okay, my man got on cologne, smells really good. What's up with him? It's kind of something like that. That's what I get from it. And this is definitely good for that, for sure. Great in the elements, great in the office as well. It's multi-versatile. It can do plenty of things. Masculine touch here. From the House of Blue Atlas, we have Atlantis. Atlantis, really good stuff for sure. I know y'all seen this bottle a lot over the past few years. All right, up next, this is one that just has to be on this list. Every time I do this style of a video, this probably will be here because it's amazing. From the House of Hugo Boss, we have Hugo Boss Reversed. Hugo Boss Reversed, ultimately hard to find these days. I don't know if it's discontinued. It used to always be in the rack stores, used to always show up on discounters. I'm not sure if it's available like that, but when I tell you the combination of this soapy, clean vetiver and this very juicy, sparkly bergamot that's in here, almost comes off a little bit pineapple-y, honestly, and it just absolutely works. Just want to get that in the air. Man, it smells so good. That vetiver, that fresh, clean vetiver feel, the tone of this vetiver with that bergamot is a match. It is a match. And honestly, out of all the 10, if I only had to choose one, I'm going out into the field every single day, I would go with Hugo Boss Reversed. That's just me personally. It is very easy to wear, no matter if you're moving from out of the office back out into the elements, from the elements back into the office. It is something for sure. If you're out there sweating and you're grinding and you're building and you're putting something together, or you're fixing something, or you're doing whatever it is that's really have you out there getting from the mud, this is one to consider for sure. It's really good. Maybe hard to find, but if you can get your hands on it, or if you have it already, I'll put a couple sprays on this and go out into the field and see what I'm talking about. From the House of Hugo Boss, we have Hugo Boss Reversed. Love this stuff, man. This is really good stuff for sure. All right, up next, this is just fresh and it's clean. It's fresh and it's clean. And it's just one of those ones, a classic in the community, and it literally works for everything. But particularly if you're out here in the warehouses, if you're outside, if it's raining, if it's snowing, if it's hot, no matter what's going on, this is just going to work. An all year round fragrance for no matter what. But if you want to smell good while you're grinding, check out this one from the House of Yves Saint Laurent. We have YSL Y, the EDT 2022. Now there is a 2017 version that is no longer being made. They had to revamp this one. Some things were happening with this fragrance with certain notes and ingredients. They had to revamp it, but it's still great. Fresh, clean, little fruity touch from the apple from this. Very aromatic, aldehydic. It's just crisp. It's crisp and it's clean and it's fresh and it just smells good. This is the first of the long legendary lineage of YSLY, but to me, this is the absolute most versatile, get it done no matter what's going on fragrance for sure. And I wish that I would have had this when I was inside the warehouse on a day-to-day basis, you know, grinding and building these pallets, touching these cases and you know, being just hot and sweaty in that high velocity environment. Shout out to my HV team if anybody ever sees this. But this stuff is fantastic for that. And it's just a can't miss. And this is kind of like the Hugo Boss. If you only need one, Hugo Boss Reverse, YSLY, these will be the top contenders. Great in the elements for the everyday hardworking man. From the house of Yves Saint Laurent, we have YSLY, the EDT, the 2022 edition. All right. Up next, we're gonna go more bang for your buck route, and this is the ultimate blue fragrance from you know, these Middle Easterns or these inspired by brands, and Afnan really hit out the park with this for sure. I know a few UPS drivers and Amazon drivers who wear this fragrance and they keep it in their bag. Shout out to y'all, man. From the house of Afnan, we have 9 a.m. Dive. 9 a.m. Dive. This is a blend of a lot of blue style fragrances. I'm not saying it smells like Bleu de Chanel or Dior Sauvage or Versace Pour Homme, but it's a beautiful blend of that mass appealing DNA. You're going to get a little bit of all of the classic blue fragrances in this for sure. Performs well, smells really, really good. Has a smooth vibe to it as well. So one of my buddies, he drives for FedEx, and he says, particularly when he first sprays it on early in the morning, dropping off packages, making his deliveries, he gets a lot of compliments. He's almost done with this bottle, and he says he's re-ing up right away. Even he says re-ing up before it's done. Before this bottle is done, he will have another bottle ready. So that's a true story from one of my friends who drives for FedEx. All right, so this is just one of those ones that's going to work in that environment. So from the house of Afnan, we have Afnan 9 a.m. Dive. 9 a.m. Dive. Good stuff. As you can see, I've worn a lot of this juice. It's great for a lot of different things for sure. All right, up next, those who are looking for a more masculine, pretty much masculine approach. This is probably this one and one other, well, three of these, 3 out of the 10. These are more on the masculine side, but I think this is the most masculine if you're looking for that vibe. From the house of Mercedes-Benz, we have Mercedes-Benz Silver. Mercedes-Benz Silver. You do not hear a lot of talk about this. You don't see a lot of conversation about this, and it's a shame. But it is very, very close. Has a very close resemblance in the neighborhood of the Terre d'Hermes DNA. You get the bitter orange, you get the pepper, you get the vetiver, you get that masculine, earthy, tardy citrus type vibe here with that apparent black peppered spice. And why do I recommend this? In the heat, when you're maneuvering around, handling your business, this will shine. If you're not looking for something soft, you're not looking for something fruity and clean. No, you're looking for something masculine, something that has a little bit of a punch, something that could announce your presence. This is something to look into. Great price for this on discounters. It pops up in rack stores from time to time. Me personally, I got this 75 ml bottle. I think I got this from Ross for like $19.99. All right, and this is when I was heavy in the rack stores, you know, weekly. But I found this gem. I've worn it quite a bit when I first got it. I still wear it to the gym and different things like that. But if you're in the elements, particularly in the heat, and you can wear this here all year round, this is something really, really good to look into. From the house of Mercedes-Benz, we have Mercedes-Benz Silver. Mercedes-Benz Silver. Good stuff for sure. All right, moving along to probably, well, it's 2 of them. Ultra classics in this, and it's a fingerprint magnet for sure, but it is what it is now. But ultra fingerprint magnet, but a classic. And this might be the most universal, probably most common fragrance out of all this list. Maybe one and one that's coming up. From the house of Mont Blanc, we have Mont Blanc Legend, the EDT. Yes, sir. This is a classic. This is a classic. fresh and clean, minty, shower jelly, musky, simple, mass appealing, and it just smells flat out great. One of the young men that work at the gym that I go to, he loves this stuff. So every time that I come through, and when I see him there, he might be maneuvering, doing something, and he knows I do, fragrance talk on YouTube here, but he approached me about something that I was wearing one day, and I noticed that he was wearing this, and I guessed it right on the head, and he was like, yo, you different. And that's what it said, you're different. So with the work that he does, the training, he does like the different classes in there with people who come in for like that personal trainer effect. This is one of his fragrances for sure. And he loves it because he says when he's, out here sweating and moving around, this stuff just jumps off of his skin. And he's not an enthusiast, I don't believe, but that was his description of this fragrance. So that's why I put this in here. So my gym instructors, my personal trainers, people who are in that environment, and you're looking for something, and you don't need a lot of sprays of this. 2 sprays of this and you're good to go. Boom, boom, and maybe 1 for good luck on your chest. You're good to go for sure. So something that could really, really work in the elements, in the gym environment. If you're in the more physical training and things like that, this is one, because it's clean, it's fresh, it has some sophistication to it, but it definitely has just a mass appealing feel for the everyday man, in my opinion. From the house of Mont Blanc, we have Mont Blanc Legend, the EDT. You can find this for a really great price on discounters, and you may even get lucky in your rack stores for sure. All right, 2 more left to discuss, and this was the other one that I said might be the most renowned and popular of all the 10 that we're talking about today. It's from the house of Ralph Lauren. We have Polo Blue, the EDP. This one is your aquatic, earthy, fresh and clean, fresh spicy tones. It's just a classic. I love this stuff. I've been smelling Polo Blue since I can remember, but the difference between this is once you get to the dry down, you definitely get more of a vetiver and a suede feel that kind of mellows out the rest of the fragrance. That aquatic tones with the citruses and that fresh spicy nature with the like green fresh spicy tones, they really live in the top and the middle of these fragrances. But in the dry down, the masculine edge really comes out of this fragrance. And why am I recommending this? I'm recommending this for the gentlemen who are in their cars all day and they're making these these deliveries, and they got to go set up displays, and they're in and out the vehicles, and they got to eat lunch on the side of the road. They're moving around. They're not necessarily in the warehouse, but they are going to people's homes and setting up sofas and tables and TVs and things like that. You are on the go. And this is what I recommend, because you're stepping into people's homes and you're just moving around to different businesses and stuff like that. And, people who care about their appearance and what they got going on, maybe something like this could be on the list. Get this for a great price online. You might even catch this in like your Nordstrom rack or something like that. But this is one for my fellas out there who want a sense of masculinity, but they want a classic vibe, classic DNA. Look no further than this. From the house of Ralph Lauren, we have Polo Blue, the EDP. Polo Blue, the EDP. Classic and good one. And last but not least, another bang for your buck. And like I said, all these 10, if I was still in the warehouse day-to-day environment, getting it from the slab, in the sticks, in the trenches, these would be the 10 that I would be wearing legitly. And this one right here is on the list as well, bang for your buck, from the house of Banana Republic. We have Metal Rain. Metal Rain from the house of Banana Republic. This is an inspired take on Creed Silver Mountain Water, but this one doesn't provide you with a, that super inky feel. You get the metallic nature, you get the that aquatic, ozonic vibe to this fragrance as well. Black currant really shines here. There's a violet leaf presence. I'm not the biggest fan of violet leaf, but the violet leaf with the black currant and the musk and the tea really, really works here, man. It's fresh, it's clean, it's inoffensive, and it's going to work. So if you're stepping inside of the office from coming outside, let's say you got to fill up some vending machines, let's say you got to go run some checks on some equipment, let's say you're just in the warehouse, you're a selector or you're a motor driver or whatever, you just want to smell fresh and clean, but there's something there with this guy, because even though he smells fresh and clean, this type of DNA is just not a regular everyday DNA. No matter how much me and you as enthusiasts know about Silver Mountain Water from Creed, it's not an everyday DNA. And this right here for $20 in your local rack store, it can kind of give you that exact type of vibe, no matter where you are in the world, in the warehouses, out in the elements. This could work. From the House of Banana Republic, we have a Metal Rain. Bang for your buck, baby. $20 at your local rack store. Don't sleep, all right? All right, so that's going to wrap up my top 10 fragrances for the everyday working man, the blue collar man, people who are out here in the warehouses and the elements, moving in and out of different spots, setting up displays and couches and tables and TVs. These 10 are for you. I don't forget where I come from. I've had a long career. And in the first 7-8 years of my career, your boy was in the sticks before I was afforded the opportunity to move up in my company. So I'll never forget you guys. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the recommendations, asking me, saying, hey, don't forget about us. And I won't. My heart is near and dear to everybody out here who's doing their thing out here for sure. All right, so until next time, y'all be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. Hopefully y'all enjoyed today's video. Drop your recommendations down below for all my guys that are out there making it happen in the sticks. Let us know what you guys are wearing and what you recommend for sure. So until next time, be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. Y'all know what it is, baby. Splack it up, splack it down, splack it that thing all around. And remember, what you put out into this world is exactly what you are going to get back. And that's for sure. Got it? Okay, cool. Splacker. Peace. Splacker.